Hello, students. We are going to discuss manufacturing form, or rather, kind of business, and how to prepare financial statement. Okay, and the first thing that you have to be conscious of, if it is manufacturing, is what is the cost flow of the items or product items. And these are, if you are manufacturing, you have direct materials, direct labor, and overhead. No? And this will be put into work in process, finished goods, then cost of goods sold, of which each item from direct materials to overhead will be comprising manufacturing cost. No? And this one are what you have started to work on but did not finish, and this one is ready for sale, your finished goods. Then with merchandising, you have merchandise inventory, then cost of goods sold. With your service, you have your supplies, wages, overhead, work in process, then cost of services. So that's your cost flow, where it will start and when it will be presented in the financial statement. Then, we made mention previously what comprises manufacturing costs. So we discuss each one. Then we have um, the reason why manufacturing cost is an item that we have to be focused on, and these are the activities that you use to convert raw materials into finished goods, while your merchandising just buy in the same form and sell it in the same form. So, ibig sabihin, if it is manufacturing, there is a change in form. And you have again, what are the manufacturing costs? O tumama kayo. DM, DL, factory overhead or manufacturing overhead. O, tingnan na natin ngayon yung materials. Ano ang kasama sa materials? Ito ay, halimbawa, no? Magluluto ka. Ano iluluto mo? Fried egg. Ma'am, paano naging manufacturing yun? Aba, there's a change in form. Diba? Mm. O, ano mga kailangan mo? Anong basic material? The egg, no? Yun yung direct material. The others will be indirect material already. Okay? Pwede rin naman if you want. Yung oil will be direct material kasi hindi mo naman maipiprito yon kung walang oil. No? Yung asin, pwedeng wala yan, pwedeng meron. Pero ang oil, hindi pwedeng wala. No? Mahirap magprito ng walang oil. Maliban na lang kung yung kawali mo ay Teflon. Then, sabi dito, direct materials are physically and directly associated with the finished product. It is tangible and something that can be directly identified with the product that you are actually going to produce. No? Then the indirect material cannot be easily traced kasi with the product that you are producing, it is commonly used. Yung lahat sila makikinabang doon. O alam mo, ginagamit siya, pero ano yung sample ko nung nakaraan? It would be, let's say, yung sinulid, ganun, botones. Oo, nakikita mo siya. Pero, normally, it would be very difficult for you to outrightly determine gaano kadaming sinulid. Diba? Although pwedeng sabihin, pwede niyo i-contest yung yung botones, but is it very significant to the dress? Sometimes it's just an accessory. Diba? Mm. And it is part of manufacturing overhead kasi lahat ng indirect manufacturing overhead or factory overhead. Then we have our labor. Ano na sabi natin sa labor? Pag labor, sila yung mismong gumagawa ng product. 'Di ba? So, kailangan, alam mo kung ano yung role nung involved. Yan, sabi dito, these are employees that are directly associated with the conversion of raw materials to finished goods. However, there are employees in the factory that are also involved, but they do not make the product. But let's say they're the ones who manages those who are directly involved, yung mga supervisor. Ganun. Okay, how about manufacturing overhead? Anong sample natin yan? If you are in a factory, you need utilities, diba? You have depreciation, sometimes insurance, okay? And so all of the manufacturing costs, you have three, and it's the manufacturing overhead that is indirect, and your direct materials and direct labor will be a direct cost, unlike manufacturing overhead, indirect. Bakit siya tinawag na indirect? Kasi commonly utilized siya. Okay? Okay, which is not an element of manufacturing overhead. Tingnan nyo nga. Sales manager's salary, plant manager's salary, factory, repairman wages, product inspector's salary. Pag may mga term na plant, ano yan? Manufacturing cost yan. Diba? Ang tanong, not. Di, ito, indirect to, magiging manufacturing overhead. O repairman, may factory. O di manufacturing overhead. Product, inspector, salary. Sa product yan but you normally do it before you sell, before you put into your warehouse. So this will form part of manufacturing overhead. Ito may term na sales, diba? So that is what? Yan yung hindi kasama sa manufacturing overhead. Saan siya? That is operating cost and operating expense. Product cost, it's the same as manufacturing cost, diba? DM, DL, MOH. And so it is part of inventoriable cost. It is also called inventoriable cost. And of course, we know that matching benefit and cost. So after you sell, that's the only time that it will be recognized as cost of goods sold. Period costs are those items which are part of the financial statement, and it is charged to expense as incurred, and these are non-manufacturing costs, which would comprise selling and administrative expense. Okay, so these are sample of administrative expenses, your salary of the head of the unit, audit costs, legal, depreciation of the office, no? Yan. Then the selling and distribution, syempre, sales commission. Carriage outwards is the same as transportation out. Then delivery van, depreciation, and then your advertising expense. This is merely to remind you of what are the components of product cost and period cost. If you notice, it's repetitive, the one that I'm telling you. It's because it's important for us to have mastery. Okay? So product cost is manufacturing, and product cost is also inventoriable cost. And this one may also be reflected, no, in the income statement and the balance sheet or the statement of operation and statement of financial position, while your period cost is always presented in the income statement. Okay. So the difference between manufacturer and merchandiser is just the cost of goods sold section. Okay. You have both would have beginning, but the difference, this one is merchandise inventory. This one is cost of goods the finished goods inventory. And you have cost of goods purchased and cost of goods manufactured. Both would have ending inventory, but this one is merchandise and the other one would be finished goods. Okay, with regards to cost of goods sold. Then this is how it should be shown, diba? Your cost of goods sold, beginning inventory, net purchases, or cost of goods available for sale. No? Kailan ito natira, so magkakaroon ka ng cost of goods sold. Then we have finished goods, cost of goods manufactured, and then yan pa din, cost of goods available for sale. So, this is practice for you to remember. Okay? Kasi yung cost of goods manufactured, medyo there are a lot of items that you need to remember. Okay, so we'll have sample later. Then your cost of goods manufactured, how would it be presented? In a diagram with regards to the cost flow. So, pagsasama-samahin mo yung tatlo, diba? Raw materials, direct labor, factory overhead, or manufacturing overhead. Then to the work in process, then finished goods, and cost of goods sold. Okay? And how are we going to determine the cost of goods manufactured? Yan. You need to know the beginning inventory of the work in process, add manufacturing cost. Uy, ano ni manufacturing cost? Okay, correct. You have DM, DL, MOH, and then you have total cost placed in process or total cost of work in process. You deduct the ending inventory. You have now the cost of goods manufactured. So we have the definition of work in process, syempre partially completed. Then you have the total manufacturing cost again. So, ma'am, ano pa ba yung mga ibang sample? Okay, we'll have sample. Okay. Then this is a sample of cost of goods manufactured. What did you notice with the presentation? The work in process is presented before the manufacturing cost. Although pwede yan after manufacturing cost. Like we have the other presentation. No? So, ano ang preferred natin? We are going to, pinakita ko lang yung ibang presentation. After the manufacturing cost, pwede naman dito nyo ilagay. Okay, wait. Pwede nyo ito dito nyo ilalagay. Okay? So, ano pa yung ibang isasama mo after determining the total cost of work in process or goods placed in process, you have to deduct it. Then you have the cost of goods manufactured. With the balance sheet, how would it be presented? 3 types. Materials, hindi pa natapos, and then tapos na. Okay? Then in your balance sheet, this is how it would be seen. Okay, you have the red one, the merchandise inventory, and this one, the 3 items. Okay? Okay. So we need to determine if it is direct material, direct labor, or manufacturing overhead. If you are, kasi yung kanina sample, nakita nyo sa picture, di ba, kotse. Windshield. Anong sagot nyo? Tama. Kasi this is needed para mabuo yung kotse. Engine. Tama. Direct material also. Hindi tatakbo yan. Assembly line. Worker. Tama. Direct labor. Oh, factory machinery. Depreciation. Overhead, factory machinery uli. Overhead, ayan, gulong. Direct material, steering wheel, direct material, and the painting supervisor, overhead. Okay? Then let's have either product cost or period cost. O, manufacturing. Tama kayo dyan. Product. Selling. Period. Administrative. Period. Advertising. Period. Direct labor product and direct material product. Now, of course, you need to know the source document. And receiving report would acknowledge the receipt of material and supplies from the vendor or the seller. Material requisition is used before production because you have to request for the material that would be uh, placed or used for you to make the product. Then clock card, ito para sa direct labor. Yung time in, time out. Lot tickets, ito yung from one assembly line to another assembly line. Di ba yung sample natin last time? Pag patahiin yung damit, di ba meron yung tela lalagyan ng pattern. Pagkatapos ng pattern, i-cut siya. Pagkatapos i-cut, itatahi. O those who are making the pattern, those who are cutting, and those who are sewing, tatlong phase yon. Para mailipat mo from phase 1 to phase 2, you need lot ticket. The labor distribution report, titingnan dito yung sa indirect and direct labor. Bill of lading will be directly related to the transportation of the goods from the company or from the firm to the consumer or the client. Okay? Ayan. O ito, tingnan nyo naman ngayon uli. Kanina, nauuna yung work in process beginning. Ngayon, hindi. So, sabi ko sa inyo, really, there's different ways, no? Pero ito yung pipiliin natin. After manufacturing cost yung beginning, then you're going to say cost of goods placed in process. And then ending, then you have the cost of goods manufactured. Okay? So if you have any question, make sure that you'll be reflecting it in your exit slip or in the private comment. And I would also be giving sample, and then later you'll have your exercises as your drill in your concept application. Okay, thank you and good day.